Hey, everybody. Thanks for downloading this episode of the Black and Gold Podcast. We're making history today, folks. And it's brought to you by Boonshine Brewing Company. And they're doing their part to make the high country a better place and to make Boone shine. And they're doing a great job. They have holiday hours. They've been closed since the 22nd. They reopened. So we're recording this on a Saturday. This is part of why we're making history. We're recording on a Saturday morning, which we've never done. December 27th, open 11:30 to 10 p.m. And then the 28th, tomorrow, Sunday, 11:30 to 9 p.m. And then on the 29th, I'm guessing this is in honor of the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl, closed. On December 30th, closed. December 31st, New Year's Eve, 11:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. is Boonshine open, and then closed on New Year's Day. And then what I'm assuming is regular business hours beginning on the 2nd. So for those of you that like going to visit Boonshine, just to keep that in mind. And we thank them for sponsoring the show. Now, I'm your host, Alex Johnson, and with me, as always, the world's most famous App State fan. And we are making history today, recording on a Saturday. And, Charles, we've never, ever recorded between Christmas and New Year's. We've never done it. And we're doing it today on a Saturday morning.
I can't believe that we've never done something over the years between Christmas and New Year's, but I'm not going to doubt you. I kind of believe it because we've never played football this late in the year before. Yep. So it makes sense that, we're on a different schedule for this week. And when Christmas fell and all that fun stuff, I think when was it? The Myrtle Beach Bowl was also on like a Monday. Was that like an 11 a.m. kick or a noon kick or something like that?
Yeah.
That felt weird, because, all the bowl festivities are like happening on like a Sunday. You're like, but nothing's going on. Like it's Sunday. It's South Carolina. It's the Low Country. But yeah, this will be different. It's Monday. It's a Monday kickoff. It's at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. The only football game on in that time slot. That is really neat. I think back in the day we talked about those Camellia Bowls that we were in, and it was the same situation. It's like, hey, if you want to watch a game, this is the time to watch it. There's no other game on at that same time. So if you're at the house, and you're, you don't know anything about App State or Georgia Southern or the Sun Belt or Birmingham, and you feel the itch to watch some football, if you want to do it, you got to watch us. And I think we're going to hear an interesting story. Like I'm really excited to go back and watch this broadcast to see how they if they build it up any differently, and talk about how this is Sun Belt versus Sun Belt, and this is why this happened. And by the way, these two schools hate each other, and you might see some extracurriculars. It's funny when you watch these other bowl games and you saw like, what was it, like Cal and Hawaii, like throwing some fisticuffs. Like there's like a big old ocean between these two schools. Like like it didn't make sense. Yeah. Like they haven't been in the same conference. Why are they mad at each other? Well, you're going to know why Georgia Southern and App State are mad at each other on Monday afternoon. So it's fun.
Yeah, you are. You're going to know. And yeah, I'm sure that has to come into the storyline, because you got to find some reason why a conference matchup that's already happened needs a little extra juice, a little extra reason to watch. And you got to talk about that, because these teams have already played. They're already in the conference together. You got to talk about it. Now we are going to, so this is going to be a bowl episode. We're not talking about anything else. There's really not a ton not that there isn't anything to talk about, but there's not a ton to talk about. I do want to shout out Styles Roofing in the greater Charlotte area. If you need your roof replaced or repaired, 704-842-1874. Also want to shout out Community One Insurance. If you want to save some money beginning in 2026, not only that, save money, but if you want better service on top of that, Community One Insurance, Zach Ligon and Matthew Johnson, that's who you need to reach out to, whether it's home, auto, business insurance, your boat, your beachfront property, BGPA headquarters on top of Howard's Knob, whatever. 828-455-2335, or you can go check out their website, communityoneInsurance.com. We also don't have a satchel or a special guest. Like I said, this is just kind of a unique episode we're wanting to get in before the bowl game. So Blue Deer Cookies, downtown Boone, downtown Blowing Rock, and in West Jefferson. Best cup of coffee you'll find in the high country, and a great place to get a sweet treat. Awesome place to hang out, especially in these cold winter months. Great place to hang out and get warm and eat something sweet. And Mountaineer Mania, downtown Boone, 497 West King Street. I'm sure there are plenty of wonderful post-Christmas sales going on where you can get some great merchandise, which there is. There's plenty of great stuff at Mountaineer Mania. So go check out their website, go follow them on Instagram, and if you are in downtown Boone, whether you're skiing or up for a basketball game or whatever the case may be, if you're local, check out Mountaineer Mania for all of your Mountaineer gear needs. So we haven't recorded. We wanted to record this past Sunday, but man, my family, is the reason for all this. I've been sick. We've been sick, had fevers, urgent care, hospitals, all this crazy stuff that's happened in the last 2 months. But we did want to get this off the ground, and we do want to talk about this game because it's a bowl game and it's a reason to celebrate. Charles, I think, a lot of times it's easy to get grumpy about bowl games, but it's celebratory. Like, it's an extra game. It's in a different location. It's you're doing something different. And I think my math is right. This will be the 4th bowl game we've played in the state of Alabama. 2 in the Camellia, 1 in the Mobile, and then now this one, right? I mean, it's 4 in
That makes number 4. I mean, we have really covered our bases in all the towns in Alabama. I don't know what's left. Where else can we play? Is there another bowl game in the state of Alabama? I don't
think so.
I'm not aware of one, but
yeah, I don't think so.
What is it? Why does Alabama love the Mountaineers so much?
I don't know.
I remember when we went.
Are you going to all the fan fest? Are you going to the fan fest festivities, Charles?
Yes. I don't know about Monday, but Sunday night we're probably going to one of the events. Assuming we don't have any travel issues on Sunday. Yeah, hopefully we'll see some black and gold down there. More than is expected. A last minute kind of people, had kind of closed the book on football season in there for a few days, and so it probably killed some plans, and people made other plans, and then, but we'll see. It's supposed to be a decent day down there, the weather-wise. So,
what's it supposed to be?
Yeah. Like, it's funny. I think Sunday is like very, very warm, and then I think a cold front's moving in of some sort, and I think it'll be like pretty seasonal for Alabama, maybe more seasonal for like North Carolina, but a little cold, like maybe like 50, right around 50, and
that's perfect.
But it's like cooling through the game, which will be interesting.
Yeah, I think Crum posted about this. I think he said it's going to be at least sunny. You're not going to have any adverse weather. It's not going to be Cure Bowl 23.
No. There is just a slight chance of rain, like less than 10%. So that's not too bad. But yeah, like 47 is what the unofficial, not endorsed, something on my phone is saying to me, and that obviously not the official Chrome weathercast. So yeah, but it looks like it'll be a pleasant day.
And this is the so I'm just trying to find things to talk about with this game without knowing specifics as to like a depth chart. There's that word again, depth chart. This is the first time Appalachian or Georgia Southern together have faced off, not in either Boone or Statesboro.
I think that's that's really crazy.
Yeah, because if you look back at like game logs, like sometimes you'll see, and I mean when I say game logs, like back in history, like in the 30s and 40s and way back, you'll see occasionally Appalachian will have played in venues like in Tennessee, or like they'd play in Hickory, North Carolina, but it wouldn't be Lenore Ryan. They'd play somebody else. So you would figure that along the way, something like that would have happened. But no, this is the first time we've played outside of Boone or Statesboro. It's a first, and you're going to be there. You have to frame the ticket stub.
Yeah, that's on my Apple Wallet. How do you do that? Like print it, like screenshot it, email it to you.
Yeah, print it out.
Yeah. It shouldn't be the first. I think back to when I was in school in the year 2000 when we lost to Montana in the semifinals, and we would have played Georgia Southern in the national championship in Chattanooga, and that would have been something else. We were robbed of that opportunity, unfortunately, and we had lost to them earlier in the year, I believe. And I was like, man, I really want to get down there, and we were playing better toward the end of the year, and just I have bad memories. I have great memories of of how that game unfolded that entire day. But I really wish we would have been able to play Georgia Southern national championship game. That would have been wild and crazy, especially when you were in school. But yeah, this is the first time in a state not North Carolina and not Georgia. Fun fact.
That's crazy. Now, one interesting thing, I think probably the number one talking point about this game on the Appalachian side is transfer portal, who's going to play, right? I think that's number one because you've got these guys that are declared. We lose against Arkansas State at the end of November. People start declaring AJ Cole. I might as well say AJ Cole. JJ Cole, AJ Swan. They're out. These different players are declaring, Rondo Porter, Dylan Manuel. And then pick up this bowl game, and now it's like, all right, we got, and I don't remember how many. I'm actually trying to look this up right now. Do you remember off the top of your head how many? Are there 25 kids in the portal now? I think that's what it is right now. 28. So I'm looking at 28 right now. You didn't think what?
I didn't think it was that many, but I mean, it's so hard to keep up with anymore. And I think people get really hung up on the number, oh my gosh, we're down. We're not down 28 guys on our two deep. That would be obviously a real issue. That would probably involve a coaching change of some sort, which we don't have this year. But likely these are depth pieces, maybe even some kids that wouldn't be on your typical travel roster anyway. Not to say that there aren't some significant contributors from throughout the season who have entered, but on the large margin, you're not having that. You're not having your entire offensive line or your entire linebacking core. You're going to have some pieces here and there. But been watching bowl season. I've heard these other teams are they're down this guy and that guy, and I'm like, these teams still look good. They don't look like they're missing anything. So it's somebody's opportunity to step up and shine, and earn next year's spot. It's an audition. Every game is one, and every practice is too. So it's certainly been one of our talking points or things that people are mentioning. They're going to go down there with a skeleton crew, and I'm like, this isn't like a JV football game on a Thursday night where there's 41 dudes and guys playing on both sides. We're not in those dire of straits. And the bowl preview by App State mentioned more than 70. That's plenty, to play a game.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of still dudes. Plenty. You can only put 11 out there at one time, and a lot of those guys are obviously specialized. But a lot of these dudes, who are playing, they're not far removed from high school football to the point where if they're playing Division I college football, chances are you're probably playing on both sides of the ball in college or in high school. So if you need an offensive lineman to switch to the defensive side of the ball or vice versa or something like that, you got a dude who played safety in high school but was also the star receiver. I don't think those guys have forgotten how to do that. So even if something like that were to happen, wouldn't that be something neat? If someone goes and has a two-way role for some reason, unbeknownst to injuries and whatever things may happen, throughout the game, that would be interesting. But I don't think we're there. It's not like we have.
I don't even think we're close to that, honestly.
It's not like we have a couple dozen dudes out there. It's not like we're.
That'd be crazy to see, though, wouldn't it?
More support staff than players.
Yeah, we need DJ Burks. I know you committed to the portal, but we need a receiver. And I know you don't play DJ Burks, but can you come play on our skeleton crew? No, I don't think we're there. I mean, but the thing is, though, for being fair here, if there was one position you would say, if you wanted to win a football game, which position would you want to make sure that you had someone reliable and you had to play the position? It'd be quarterback. And so I think that, to me, that's the one I'm actually looking up. I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's I don't know. Again, 2025 is running out. It's been my year of responsibility. I think that Coach Loggins, in selecting J.J. Cole and A.J. Swan, took the best available on the market that he saw at the time. And I think at some point during the year, this is my guess, that he knew that he wanted different skill sets, different players. And those guys are going. So I think that I think that's kind of speaks to what it is. They didn't. There wasn't. I don't think there was an effort to keep them necessarily. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, maybe the portal opens and on day one, AJ Swan signs somewhere and it's a step up, and I'll be proven wrong. But at the same time, when you don't have those starters, because we split the season in two, right? You got one started half the season, the other started the other half of the season. That's pretty much how it went. They're done. So what do? You have to play the third string guy. You have to play Noah Gillen. Like, he's got to play. And if you look at the tape, the highlight, whatever, the practice highlight video of them practicing in Alabama, you can catch two red jerseys. One is number 11, Noah Gillen. The other is Matt Wilson, number 6. So my guess is that we have two quarterbacks down there. We have Noah Gillen and Matt Wilson. I guess Matt Wilson has come back to the offensive side and put on his red jersey. I don't know what else to say. I mean, maybe another black guy put on number 6 and his red jersey, and it's not Matt Wilson.
Right.
It looks like Matt Wilson to me. So maybe I'm wrong about that, but I kind of like the idea of, like, this is it, man. Make it or don't. Kind of trial by fire. I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see how someone like Noah Gillen responds to the challenge. I mean, really.
Those videos are propaganda to an extent, right? It's this is what we're showing you, but what aren't we showing you?
Yeah. That's right.
Okay. I mean, is any like, freshly minted defensive coordinator who wasn't the defensive coordinator throughout the year at Georgia Southern going to be like, hey, coach, you see this practice? You do see these 20 seconds they put on film right here? Look, it's only 2 guys in red jerseys I saw. Right? Yeah. It's like, well, son, did you see anybody else? What did you not see?
Yeah.
So look, there's people down there who know, right? Who are in Birmingham right now. Who's going to play? Who's going to start? It's not there for the masses. We wouldn't release secrets in a situation.
No.
No way would we attempt to help Georgia Southern in any way, right?
No.
Even if bulletin board material from years past benefited them, great. Yeah. If you and I motivate somebody from Statesboro work, then good on them, I guess. But they know, they've known the gig, right? That that maybe there was someone who was on the fence about playing in the game and maybe practiced a couple times and said, you know what, my agent said I shouldn't be doing this. I'm risking my future, contracts or NIL deals by playing and getting hurt. And I'm sure maybe that happened. But the interesting thing is that, like, we're going to go down there with a group of guys who want to play football, that want to wear the A on their helmet on Monday. And I think you can rally behind that to an extent. If you're a senior and you've been here and you say, who wants to be with me, who doesn't want to be with me, it doesn't mean that you dislike those guys or there's bad blood or for guys who are looking for a different opportunity. And, you can go and be AJ Swan or JJ Cole and say, well, I'm going to a new school, it'll be a better opportunity. But what is the better opportunity? Is it a better opportunity of payday, or is it a better opportunity more playing time? Better opportunity, less competition? What is it? Each individual's player's decision is theirs. It's not all based off one little thing. I mean, it literally could just be, I just want to play more. And it could be anything. So, but I think you can kind of rally behind the fact that, like, these are the guys who said they wanted to come to Alabama and play football with us, and we're going to have a good time, and we're going to, all it takes is like a play or two. And you have this like chip on your shoulder mentality of like, you know what, everybody doubted us, everybody's talking, everybody's saying we ain't bringing anybody, and we shouldn't be here, and we don't deserve this. So let's prove them all wrong, right? And I think there could be something to that. Whereas on the other side of the field, whether that's Georgia Southern or anybody else, they're actually chirping about how their whole team is there. Everybody's here. Everybody's doing the thing. We'll talk about the other stuff later.
Is that true?
Well, that's Clay Helton was interviewed by some television station right off he got a bus or right out of the hotel lobby or something like that. And he was like, we got everybody here, and that means a lot. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. But
that's kind of cool. I mean, that really is
that's
cool.
another propaganda thing too. It's like, congratulations. Maybe you got your whole team to say, let's make our decisions about portal and all that stuff and keep it to yourself and don't post it on social media until after we're done playing. Okay, cool. If you got everybody to abide by that, that's great.
That's what by the way, that's what I assume. That's what I assume they're doing. They're saying, hey, even if you're going, just at least make the trip down there. Free trip, kind of deal.
Yeah, make it look good. But then, but there's also the other end of that where it's like, if nobody wants you, it's not a good thing either, right? Like you want, there's probably a balance, right? You probably want a few guys in this era to leave, whether
100%.
be, because that means that you've done something right. You showcase them, or you can find you think you can find somebody better, that would be a better asset to Dow's direction of the program at this point. So,
and that's what
all these things are in play.
Yeah, that's what Drink mentioned though about the danger of having just a one-time portal window is that it goes two ways, because not only does the player figure out it's not a good fit for them and they want to leave or whatever, the coaches figure out it's not a good fit and they need to get someone else in. And just having one window doesn't allow you to, because I think you're exactly right. It's not just you were showcasing yourself and you get to leave, whatever. It's also you showcase yourself to us and it's not working, and we need to move on, and that needs to happen. And to be only able to do that once a year is in this new world's a little iffy, because you're speed dating anyway, right? Because now we're playing this bowl game, but then the portal opens like early January, and then classes start like early January, and so you're speed dating anyway. So you're getting these kids that you don't even really know, and then I don't know. It's just it's a crazy business now. I still think it's impressive that they convinced their guys to make it down there. They're not all going to stay. That's ridiculous to assume that, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest topic of discussion that we've had is in the media war, I guess you could say, of we got everybody. Who do you have and who don't you have? And I think that's just what we talk about until about 2:00 on Monday, and we don't.
Yeah, it's an unfair comparison though, because our season ended.
Correct. Yeah, that is completely different. This isn't a right out of the gate, like almost like we're going to take a straw poll from the team, not naming names of schools, but like we don't want to play and we're eligible to play. Like we're good. What is this all about, right? What is this sport all about? Is it about going and playing, or is it about going and quitting?
Mm-hmm.
And that might be a little harsh on the quitting side, but why are we doing this? Well, why are they playing? Are they playing for all the extracurricular stuff? Or are they playing because they just love the game? The coaches are coaching them because they love the game. If they didn't like it, they wouldn't do it. They'd do something else. But it's something that they've spent a lot of their lives on, their careers on. It's like, let's go out and play a football game. It's what are we asking for here? I think it's a dangerous situation for these people who are in these schools and these other athletes. And, not to say that everybody on a certain team is like, we didn't want to play, but if like 65 said we want to, and 60 said we don't, then, do you want to be with those people? It's a life lesson. I think you're getting is about, do you want to fight for something that you might not get, but still fight? Right. I mean, I'd hope that we wouldn't turn something down like this at one point just because, hey, we might lose, or hey, we're done, we're tired of losing, or hey, we didn't have the season we wanted to have, and we're throwing in the towel. I just don't think that's a good look.
I think if if you build your brand on being the underdog that punches up, you cannot turn down a game. Like, you can't do it. It kinda undermines kind of your brand and your reputation. Um, when Notre Dame declines a bowl because it's not good enough, you almost expect that from, like, the blue bloods, like, "Ugh, it's not good enough for us." And it's like, "Okay, you'll spoiled brat." I was really surprised. Now, so let me ask you this, would you fine programs if they were eligible and had a roster and just chose not to compete? Would you fine them?
I guess that's a decision that comes from the conference, and how do you vote on that?
Right.
Do you say
Yeah.
we're going to take a poll from the 12, 14, 16 presidents and in the conference or whatever that is, and say you lost us an opportunity to showcase the conference commercial on national
Yeah.
airwaves, which is not just a commercial for an opportunity for the school. It's not, and that's a little
Yeah.
selfish, but it's a commercial opportunity when they put up those maps, and we've all seen them. This is where the Sun Belt Conference is located. This is where the American Conference is located.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, all schools run. That's not a good business move, right? Like, oh, I didn't know that this school
Like,
was there. And
yeah.
there's kids out there like these people like you and I are super sports fans, and you can name off a school, or like we could tell you what conference they're in, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's not a lot of kids who are going to schools who follow sports, and they go to school too, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody that
Yeah.
goes to App State and everybody that goes to Georgia Southern is a sports fan. They are
Yeah.
there to get
Yeah.
a degree and get a job, and I think you might consider it like, hey, you cost us something. We're going to withhold your distribution, or we're going to instead of it being the full distribution, we're going to hold back 10% as a fine for not playing in a bowl game, for not
I
putting
think
your best foot forward as a group of people, you're
yeah.
a group of schools that
I think
represent a
you need to
conference,
have the
and
like
yourself.
yeah. I agree. Yeah. I think that you would have to on the institution side, like I'll use UCF as an example. I'm really surprised UCF isn't I'm surprised that they declined a bowl. Because they did. Um, but you would have to show me, like, as the conference, you'd have to show me, like, look, I have this many people in the portal. I have these position players done, blah, 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 blah. You would have to show me like numbers as to like why it would be a detriment. And if your reason is I don't want to get guys hurt and I don't want to get embarrassed, because all my starters are going, they all got poached by, Florida and Miami and, whatever. You would have to like make a case. Like, it couldn't just be, well, it'll be hard. No, that's not good enough. Like, you got to do it. And I think the standard should be pretty high because I mean, you're signing up to I mean, when you play FBS football, those are the rules. Like, you're bowl eligible and I guess technically part of the rules isn't you have to accept. I mean, you do have to accept an invitation, I guess, right? But I don't know, it's just it's bad for the industry for a strong brand like a UCF to like turn down an invitation. It doesn't look well, which is why I think ultimately glad that Appalachian did because that's our reputation is the underdog punching up. And so
Yeah.
like, hey, yeah, we had a bad year. We weren't a great football team this year, but we get another opportunity to play. We're going to compete. I like that. And it makes me feel good as a fan and as a fan base as a whole. I think it would. I don't know. I mean, a lot can happen between now and 2:00 on Monday, but that's how I feel now, at least about it.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Like you said, if we if you know the winner of this game will not complain one way or the other about who they had to play. They'll get to take a
Yeah,
trophy. They'll put it in their case. They'll showcase that to recruits and all those things. And the loser will get to say they participated in the game, and they didn't back down, and they didn't run away from a fight, and you know there's something. But
yeah,
I just how you defend not playing in a game, like
yeah,
especially if it could have been a major bowl. And I guess a major bowl to some teams and schools has a different definition than others. But for
Yeah.
we're saying we only play for a New Year's Six Bowl or the CFP, then I don't know. Will you see teams not get selected to the NCAA tournament? I know this is a different thing. Like it's a completely different setup because the bowls are not really sanctioned by the NCAA. But is that going to happen? Like, hey, now our coach left. March Madness is not a good situation. We don't have a team that can win it all, so we're just going to decline our bid.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That sounds gross even listening to it. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's not happening.
No, man.
Like,
Yeah.
a baseball team that had a magical run through their conference tournament and wasn't really that good. Hey, you get to go and you have to go play Texas or Arkansas or LSU in a regional. Nah, we're good. We don't want to play
Yeah.
anymore. We're not going to come out of that regional. No, that's not what it's like. It's not what it's like.
On the flip side, though, like just from an administrative perspective, and this is part of the charm of college football and college sports. There is no more hectic time of the year than December, number one.
Sure.
And when you have the recruiting calendar, which has been well documented, coaching changes, especially now with portal stuff, and now you get like you're trying to host a bowl, travel to a bowl, like it to me the difference between March Madness and what we're talking about here is in March, like that is what we know, that's what's happening. Like in March, in 68 teams are going to be involved in it. They will be. We know that. You can expect it. Bowls are a little different because you could be playing December 29th in Birmingham, Alabama. You could be playing December 15th in Montgomery. That might not sound like a lot of it's a huge difference. One is like backed up right against Christmas. One isn't. One is you got a little runway after Christmas, it's just very, very different. So I do sympathize with like the staff, equipment staff, and everybody at Appalachian State from an administrative perspective that had to change their Christmas plans. They had to.
Yeah.
They had to change their plans. It's really, really hard. So that's why like I do understand, because it does take people. It doesn't take just coaches and football players to do this. It takes other people as well.
Of
That are
course.
super, super important. So I understand the contemplation, and you can't just be rah, rah, rah all the time, which, by the way, this is a good time to say this, I guess, man, shout out to all the people that did have their Christmas plans changed, and they're down there working hard and supporting the team for us to have this football game. I mean, that's just, that's hard,
And when you make a decision as a fan to go and say, we're going to support our team, you're not just supporting your team and your coaches and your cheerleaders and whoever else can go. You're supporting everybody who had anything to do with it, because they appreciate seeing you there, even if you don't have the opportunity to say hello or stop and talk and say, hey, I know things got disrupted. But, also at the same time, that's why we're playing in a game on December 29th and not December 15th. Because if we'd packed up our season and not practiced, and then all of a sudden, like, hey, can you play next week? Can you play Saturday? You're gonna be like, no. Everybody's left. There's no way we can throw this together. But that's why this was the vacancy. It was December 29th. I would imagine more than anything, because those conferences know it's like, look, the highest priority of getting people placed are the games that happen first, and because they have the least amount of time to prepare. And if you've had 6 wins since the middle of October or early November, and you also know you're making some plans, you're getting some idea of like, depending on what happens, all right, you need to target, and you can put some, some things in motion. You can't confirm, you can't swipe that credit card and hold that deposit, but you don't know. And for those teams that are like, I mean, it was Marshall and Georgia Southern was a winner to goes to a bowl, and it was Arkansas State and App, and it was winner goes to a bowl or is bowl eligible. And that's why those teams have, at least Arkansas State's already played, but Troy's already played. But Georgia Southern and App hadn't. And that's why we're playing as late as we are.
Where did Old Dominion end up playing? Do you remember?
Off the top of my head, I don't.
I don't either. They had a really good year. I do wonder. I think they won, right? Let's look that up.
I don't think they played
Old Dominion football. Yeah, they beat South Florida 24-10
Oh,
Wednesday,
way back
December
then.
17th
Yeah.
in the Cure Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, 10 whole days ago. They played UCF and USF in the Cure Bowl and won.
Wow, that'll tell you a lot. I had no idea that they had played. I don't know what was going on that day. I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you
Yeah.
that I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, there you go. But yeah, so Charles, what do we want to see? Like if we were doing the 12 days of Christmas, right? If we were counting down the 12 days of Christmas like the song, what are we wanting to see? On the 12th day of Christmas, what did Yosef give to you? I'm okay. I'm
You
just
talking about
totally
like on the football field? This is completely
yeah.
random and
Yeah, let's keep it because I don't want to say like 12 beer cans empty. Like I don't want to see that. I don't want you
yeah. Like how about
how about
7 touchdowns?
12 well yeah, so if it's 12 days on the 12th day of Christmas, I would want 12 Trig Lewis touches in the first half.
Okay. All right.
How about that?
All right. So that
What's the
works.
11th day of Christmas?
The 11th day of Christmas would be you really put me on the spot. I don't know, like a good
I know.
11, like
You got to think statistically here. So
11 rushing first downs or more.
ooh, hey, if we have 11 rushing first downs, that's a good sign. It's a really good sign. On the 10th day of Christmas, I want Yosef to give me 10. How about this? All over the field like a monster. 10 Colton Ferris tackles.
Okay, I like it. All right.
That's what I want.
9. 9. 9 is a number.
9 is a number. It's DJ Smith's number.
9 sacks. How about that? That's
9
preaching a little bit.
sacks.
9 sacks of JC French.
Oh wow. Okay. Good Lord, if he gets sacked 9 times, man, we're gonna have more people enter the portal. On the 8th day of on the 8th day of Christmas, I want Yosef to give to me. I know that I know we're going run heavy here. I know we're already talking about Trig Lewis have the carries and the 11 rushing first downs. I know, so this might seem impossible, but I'm gonna go with it anyway. On the 8th day of Christmas, I want 8 Sam Mbake receptions.
Okay. That would be a career day.
It would be a career day. It would be impressive. It'd be a career day for Noah Gillen for sure.
Yeah. 7. I would just love 7 points scored each time we have the ball, or as in when
Each
we
possession.
score, it'd be 7 points.
Ooh, okay. 7-point possessions.
There you
go. Yeah. All right. I like that. All right. 6th day of Christmas. Now we're getting these interesting statistics. Like what would be a good number 6 statistic here? So Georgia Southern, they throw the ball a lot.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go. I want 6 pass breakups.
6 pass breakups from Ethan Johnson. I think that would work.
Yeah. Okay. If he has 6 pass breakups, I mean, dude's having a day.
Yeah.
That would be that's yeah. There we go. 6 pass breakups. So now
All
on
right.
5, Charles. What are we getting for 5?
5. 5. Let's see here. 5 or fewer penalties.
Ooh. 5 or fewer penalties. I think that's good. That's a healthy amount. You get like an effort penalty in there, you know? You're playing past the whistle maybe a little bit, you know? But, you know, not too much. Nothing crazy. All right. On the 4th day of Christmas, I want 4 pancake blocks from Caden Sweat.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to get that out of the tackles. I think you're going to get your guards to get me some good, because like Trig Lewis is going to run the ball 12 times in the first half. We're going to get 11 rushing first down touch. We got to have some pancakes in there, and I think we need
to have some pancakes.
Yeah,
and then we're going to have 3 total Trig Lewis touchdowns.
All right, I like that. So, I think this is also conservative. And we're like right now, the score is going to be a crazy score. It's going to be a blowout for Appalachian State based on our song here. I'm going to say this. I want 2 Noah Gillen touchdowns.
Okay.
Passing touchdowns. I want 2 Noah Gillen passing touchdowns. Will it be to Sam Mbake? Because he's going to have 8 catches. I don't know. Probably. He'll probably be in there.
In one, as in one partridge in a pear tree?
Mm-hmm.
I could say one trophy won, or I could say 1 special teams touchdown,
Mm-hmm.
1 blocked extra point to seal the victory when time expires. They can do a lot of things for 1.
1 game-ending turnover.
1 game-ending turnover. That would be cool.
You could also it could have said for 2 instead of 2 Noah Gillen touchdowns. 2 steel butt cheeks on that trophy. I think your idea of if we win the trophy to always have those cheeks facing Statesboro, that's a really good idea.
Why is that turned around? It's not. It's exactly how we want it.
Why is it facing towards the? Yeah, it's because that's it's southeast.
Why is it facing left? I don't even know what is this for.
I think it's a great idea. But there you go. That's our 12 days of Christmas. This is good. There are a lot of schools of thought like, 5 and 7, we don't deserve it. It's a blah blah blah. You could talk all day long about this kind of stuff. I think bowls are a celebration, Charles. I know you do too. I think it's more football is better than no football. We're playing Georgia Southern in Birmingham. If you can't get juiced up for that, like you don't need extra motivation for this if you're a player. And if you do, maybe you do need to be in the portal, because this is kind of written on the walls. Like, this is the game for ultimate bragging rights. We've never played outside of the state of North Carolina or Georgia against each other. Certainly never face up in a bowl situation. So it's time to put up or shut up, and it would be great to always have that over Georgia Southern. And then they feel the same way about us, but it would be great to always have over them that we have a bowl victory.
I agree. That would just add another chapter to this rivalry that, for a long time probably won't happen again. Like, it's not going to be 5 years later, but like, you know what we need? We need more App State, Georgia Southern bowl games.
Yeah.
It'll be a while if it ever happens again, and I'm sure they would love to avoid it going forward. So this is the chance of a bragging right that you probably will never give up. So I think I think we're going to be in for a treat on Monday. I really, really do. Win or lose, it'll be fun.
What I didn't see your score prediction. What did you predict?
28-27 Apps.
Ooh, so that 1 game-ending turnover is going to come in. It's going to come in handy.
It could.
I like it. I like it very much. All right, we done?
I think that's it.
I think we're done. All right, everybody. For listening to this bowl preview edition. We're excited for another game, hoping for another Mountaineer victory. And until our post-game episode following this one, go Apps.